Here a big round of applause for the marching Huskies of Herbert Hoover High School. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last time that most of us will ever attend any type of sporting event here at Joe Eddie Cowley Field. And of course, we all know that it was the devastating flood of June 23rd, 2016 that set us on this path. But let's not dwell on that yet. Over the next few minutes, we're going to remember some of the biggest moments here at the Joe. It all started up here in 1963 with the consolidation of Clendenin and Elkview High Schools. The coach Jim Hamrick-led Huskies played their first 2 seasons of Herbert Hoover football at Elkview Junior High. In 1965, we played our first game here at Cowley Field, known as Husky Stadium back then. In the Huskies' first ever game here, we suffered a 20-0 defeat to DuPont High School. That same season, legendary Hoover running back Larry Maynor broke a long run for a sure touchdown. Then he looked back and noticed his buddy Joe Painter trailing behind him. Larry turned and pitched Joe the ball, which allowed him to score his first high school touchdown. It was later realized that if Larry would have scored, he would have won the Kanawha Valley Conference scoring title. This field also served as a training ground for Billy Joe Mantooth, who would go on to become an All-American middle linebacker at Ferrum Junior College and served as a captain on Bobby Bowden's West Virginia Mountaineers. Billy Joe later played in the NFL for the Houston Oilers and the Philadelphia Eagles. The 1960s produced some great football players. Rick Stunt, Joe Painter, and Steve Stoffel Sr. all went on to play college football. They had some great teams in the 60s as well. The Huskies went 7-3 in the 65-66 season, but only 2 teams made the postseason then. In 1970, Joe Eddie Cowley became the second coach in school history. And the 1970s were good to Coach Cowley and good to Hoover football. It was during this era that we established our ground and pound, smash mouth identity that we strive to live up to this day. In 1972, Charlie Gadsden was named a first team All-State selection, our first in school history. In 1973, Alan Chambers was named to the All-American team as a tailback. The following year, running back Zyke Lyons ran his way to the Kennedy Award, given to the state's top football player. During the 1974 season, the Huskies only lost 1 game, and that was here at the Joe to a South Charleston team featuring Robert Alexander, also known as Alexander the Great, who would go on to win the next 2 Kennedy Awards, play for WVU and in the NFL. In 1977, Coach Cowley's Huskies defeated Charleston Catholic 65-0 here at the Joe to seal the first undefeated season in school history. The 77 team featured some outstanding players. Quarterback Eddie Huffman, running back Greg Keenan, linebacker Tim Key, and defensive tackle Joey Douglas were all selected to the West Virginia All-State team. The undefeated Huskies would have to go on the road to play Fairmont Senior. Only 4 teams made it to the postseason at this time. The Huskies went on to lose a heartbreaker on a wet field in Fairmont where the sprinklers had supposedly been left on by accident all night long. In the 1980s, things slowed down a little bit for the Huskies, but it was still considered a place you didn't want to come and play. And we had our share of great players in the 80s as well. Tony Taylor was a first-team All-State running back in the mid-80s. In 1989, it all came together for the Huskies. Late in the season, Morgantown High School came to Falling Rock to face the Huskies. Their team featured running back David Mayfield, who would go on to win the Kennedy Award and later be considered one of the hardest hitters in the country for Don Neyland's Mountaineers. But Mayfield and Morgantown would be outdueled that night by a Husky team led by quarterback Stephen Stoffel Jr., All-State running back Joe Mullins, and a Husky defense anchored by Chris Hamilton. Hamilton later won a national championship for the Marshall Thundering Herd, blocking a kick in the national title game. And Stokel Jr. would play for a national title as well with the Glenville State Pioneers in 1993. The Huskies would finish the '89 season 8-2 before losing in the first round of the playoffs. The 1990s could be considered the golden era of Husky football. The Huskies went to the playoffs 5 straight times from 1992 through 1997. The 90s were defined by the running game as well, featuring all-state backs such as Brent Burke and Chris McDonough. We went to the semifinals twice, in 1993 led by quarterback Jeff Kelly, and in 1994 led by quarterback Justin Rollison. Where it all started with both teams was up front on the line that featured the likes of Cam Perry, Paul Thomas, Justin Hackney, Kelly Lyons, and Andy Strickland, just to name a few. In 1994, in what is considered the biggest crowd in school history, DuPont came to the show for a top 5 showdown. DuPont's team featured 2 NFL players, Bobby Howard and Randy Moss. The mighty Huskies kept it close for a half, but ultimately fell victim to DuPont's overwhelming talent and the skills of NFL Hall of Famer Randy Moss. In 1996, Nitro High School visited Cowley Field with a high-scoring offense led by quarterback J.R. House. By the time House graduated high school, he had shattered every national passing record that had ever been set. In the 96 game, Nitro jumped out to a 28-7 lead at halftime. House had thrown for over 300 yards in the first half alone. The second half was a different story. Led by quarterback Adam Samples and the pressure of our defense, the Huskies picked House off 4 times and won the game 35-28 in what may have been the biggest come-from-behind victory in the history of Joe Eddie Cowley Field. Joe Eddie Cowley retired after the 1998 football season and handed the reins over to our 3rd head coach in school history, Bob Goebel. In the year 2000, Steve Stokel Sr. became the 4th head coach of the Hoover Huskies. In Stokel's 2nd season, his Huskies gave the fans one of the most exciting games anyone could remember at the Joe. Locked in a 20-all tie with Hurricane, Alex Amick drilled a game-winning field goal in the 3rd overtime to send the Huskies to the playoffs. In 2002, the Huskies knocked off the Dots of Poca 23-20. Poca would go on to win the state championship that year. In 2005, DJ Taylor ran for over 300 yards in a 55-28 blowout victory over the eventual state runner-up Bluefield Beavers. The 2005 Huskies would complete their season at 9-1, the best mark in nearly 30 years for the Huskies. Tim Meyer became the Huskies' 5th head coach in 2009. Meyer's Huskies went to the playoffs in his first 2 seasons. In 2010, Zach Daxton caught a last-second touchdown pass from Carter Coleman to Pleasant, 23-16, and qualify the Huskies for the playoffs. In 2015, the Huskies, led by the heavy rushing attack of quarterback Tristan Heger and fullback Brody Thomas, defeated the Pioneers of Wayne 36-8, securing our first win over them since 2002. The 2016 season started out just like any other for the Hoover Huskies, with summer practices 5 days a week. Then on June 23rd, rain started pounding the Elk River communities as well as other communities, and it would not let up. When the rain stopped, our community was left in utter devastation. People lost their homes, their businesses, and 23 fellow West Virginians lost their lives. Soon after the cleanup started, it became apparent that the damage to Herbert Hoover and its facilities were worse than initially thought. Coach Meyer led an effort with the help of countless Elk River community members to get our football field prepared to play on. Our band director, Malia Fisher, drove to Georgia and slept in her truck overnight to secure her band uniforms, so they could march at the Joe on Friday nights. On September the 9th, 2016, the mighty Huskies suited up for their first game at Joe Eddie Cowley Field since the flood. With the whole community in their corner, the Huskies would take down the Nitro Wildcats 43-8. An inspired Husky team would go on to the playoffs that year, losing in the first round to eventual state runner-up Fairmont Senior. In 2020, Joey Fields was named the 6th football coach in school history. Coach Fields' first season happened to be the first year of COVID. The Huskies had to travel all over the state to get any game they could, only being able to play 2 games at home. Despite it all, the Huskies were able to secure a spot in the playoffs, defeating Liberty Raleigh in the first round. In 2021, the Huskies went undefeated for the second time in school history. In 5 games at the Joe, the Huskies only gave up 19 points. For the season, the Huskies outscored their opponents 490-42. So folks, our ending here at Joe Cowley Field is no doubt a sad moment. This field is part of us. It's been a part of this community for 59 years. This field is steeped in history. Our football teams have an all-time record of 154 wins and 122 losses here. It's produced 16 playoff teams, 2 undefeated regular seasons, 1977 and 2021, a Kanawha Valley Conference Championship in '77, 2 Mountain State Athletic Conference Championships in '93 and '94, and 2 Cardinal Conference Championships in 2002 and 2021. It's produced 39 first-team All-State football players, 3 of them being named captain, Joe Mullins in '90, DJ Taylor in 2005, and Devin Hatfield in 2021. 2 of our Huskies have achieved All-American status, Jim Harris and Alan Chambers. In 1974, Zyke Lyons won the only Kennedy Award in our school's history. This field has also seen 9 Kanawha County Band Festival Grand Champions, 8 Miss Kanawha Valley Majorettes, and 57 Homecoming Queens crowned. As we look back and reflect on all the great moments that have happened here, and all that our community has had to endure and overcome since the 2016 flood, it would be easy to be sad and maybe even bitter. But there's been none of that. This community may have lost its school, but it did not lose its spirit and certainly did not lose its resolve. Since 2016, with no brick and mortar school building, our enrollment has only increased. We've won 5 straight softball state championships, a state championship in golf. We've had several kids place in the state track meet. We've qualified for state tournaments in boys soccer, basketball, baseball, volleyball, and football several times, and we are continually ranked in the top 10 in the state academically. Our best days are in front of us. This community, and more importantly, our kids have persevered and are getting ready to get rewarded with quite possibly the nicest high school and facilities in the state of West Virginia. So at this time, I would like everyone to join in for a moment of silence as we turn the lights off at Joe Eddie Cowley Field one last time. Thank you.